And welcome back. Chad Range alongside Ryan Sutton. You're watching the Hit Squad on 101sports.com. You can always follow us on Facebook or Twitter. Twitter handle at HitSquad101ESPN, HitSquad/101ESPN. I guess that's /HitSquad101ESPN. But hey, let us know where you're watching the fights. Let us know any questions you have. If you are interested in training, let us know about that. So we're always wanting to hear from you. Well, the UFC 167 main card happening in Vegas. Now, last week I actually did good for the first time in a long time. I went 5-1, Jesse 4-2. Exactly. I never talk about it if I don't do good, so I haven't talked about it in about 3 months now. So, but I'm at an overall record of 42-37. I was on the brink of going under 500. Jesse's still running away with this 53-26. Now, you're going to be picking for Jesse, so feel free to mess it up as much as you want. And as I said, if you do better than me, I'm putting an asterisk by it, and we're not counting it.
This is the asterisk week.
That is right. I like it.
You guys can cipher this out as you'd like.
Absolutely. Well, as it normally goes, I pick one, then he picks one, so we'll just kind of follow that format. And we're going to start it off with the flyweights here. Tim Elliott against Ali Baganinov. That's what we're going with. Now, Ali, he's from Russia, decorated grappler, and Tim Elliott is a well-balanced fighter. This is going to be a good way to kick off this main card. With the flyweights are always entertaining. They never run out of gas. And I tell you what, I'm going with Tim Elliott, not just because I can say his name better, but I really think that he has the full arsenal to take out Ali.
I am actually going Tim Elliott too, but I got a little personal connection there.
All right.
Me and Tim Elliott were actually All-Americans around the same time in junior college. It was me. Obviously different weight classes.
Not a flyweight.
But yeah, there was a handful of guys there. They were a really tough group. Tim Elliott was a national finalist. It was actually defending a national champ. Me and John Jones were in the same weight. He was ranked number 1 in the country all year. I was ranked number 2. So little connection there. And Elliott was always just a really intense guy. I would always see him walk around the tournaments. He was always just, always had a fire to him. So I'm thinking that fire translates well to his MMA career. He's ranked number 7 in the world, and yeah, I think he finds a way to win here.
I like it. I like it. Well, then, of course, we've got the hometown connection. Josh Koscheck taking on our own Tyron Woodley. I think we're probably both in agreement maybe on this one. You might surprise me. Tyron really on the up and up. 11-2, is really making a name for himself. Josh Koscheck is a guy who I think is kind of trying to find his footing and exactly which direction he's going to go. Jesse really likes Josh. I'm not saying he's picking Josh, but he said that Josh was the type of guy who got in and really needed to work on things, and you could see Josh get better as he got more into the UFC. I'm, of course, going with Tyron. We're going to be speaking with him later on in the show. Your thoughts on this one?
Jesse's right. There's a reason Josh Koscheck has fought for a world title before. He's extremely dedicated. He went to the drawing board coming off of season 1 of The Ultimate Fighter, and you could just see him progress his entire career. I'm going to go Tyron just because, like you said, he seems to be a little more in the up and up. Sports psychology 101. I think he's going to have a little bit more fire in there, and I think he's going to just. I also feel he's a little more explosive. The last few performances Koscheck's had, we've seen him have very explosive highlight reel stuff.
Yeah.
The last few performances, you haven't seen that. You haven't seen that explosion out of him. Not that he's not fighting extremely high caliber guys,
right?
But just not that pop. I think Tyron's got a little more explosiveness right now. I know some of Tyron's strength and conditioning coaches, and they really, really push the envelope with that. So I'm also picking Tyron. Can't go against St. Louis in this one.
Absolutely. Well, we're 2 for 2, so you're doing real well.
I don't want to be too agreeable.
I got you. We'll butt heads, I'm sure, here shortly. This may be the one. And I tell you what, you want to talk about flipping a coin. Whew. We got Rory MacDonald taking on ruthless Robbie Lawler. And I tell you what, Ruthless has, I think, found his weight division. In the Strikeforce, he was fighting up a little bit, and now he's come down, and there was, and this is a guy who I don't even think he's 30 years old. I think he's like 28 or 29, and it just feels like he's been around forever because he was so young, and there's the talk of he's like the Mike Tyson of MMA, and I tell you what, I'm from that generation where I knew old Mike before he was the ear biter, and that's saying a lot. Yeah. So this, and of course, you got like the GSP protege in Rory. Boy, it's going to be a battle on this one. And I tell you, this is the one, I'm of course excited for, Koscheck and Tyron and George St-Pierre. But boy, this is the one fight I'm really, really excited for. Now, I've jumped on, I do it to Jesse all the time. I jumped out and I did the first 2 picks. So I will let you pick this one.
Just going to that general excitement, I was generally excited for this too. It's funny because after Lawler knocked out Volker, instantly my mind started, I would love to see him fight Rory MacDonald. I would love to see him fight Rory. At the time, Lawler hadn't cracked the top 10 ranking in the world yet, so I thought it might be a stretch. Lo and behold, the card gets put together, and Joe Silva, if you need some help, let me know.
There you go. I like it.
I am going to go Rory in this one, though. I'm going Rory. Lawler's been a different kind of animal ever since he moved to ATT. I'm sure guys like Tyron push him. He mentioned that their teammates are working out together. But I just think Rory MacDonald right now I think he's a little different caliber of a fighter. I think he's got a little bit more of that traditional fighting pedigree to where his skill set is there to win. I'm not saying he's going to go out there and knock Lawler out, but I just think he finds a way to weather the storm of Lawler's damage and just finds a way to win. Seems to be a very pedigree kid.
It's a very, and that, like I say, he's kind of GSP's protege, and that's just kind of, I think, the mantra of GSP.
Yes.
Find a way to win. And I'm in agreement with you as well. I really battled this. I went back and forth because, it only takes one. And Robbie Lawler, if he lands a shot, it could be lights out, definitely.
Yeah.
But I agree. I think Rory's on the up and up, and I'm going with Rory MacDonald on this one. And that's kind of the future. I was billing this as, the past, present, and the future. And all 3 of those fights, I think, is the future of MMA, and it looks bright. I'll tell you that for sure in the UFC. Now, this one is the past.
Yes.
We got Rashad Evans and Chael Sonnen, still very good fighters, obviously sharing the co-main event on this card, which is a huge card. And you got 2 guys who have been around forever, and we know a lot about it. And I know I guess it's my turn. And I tell you what, I think Chael, every time I've gone with him or gone against him, I've lost it. So I'm really torn. But after his last fight, he looked really. I thought he was okay. He's going to fight one more time. Going to hang it up. He's going to get his microphone on and go sit in the booth and be Chael Sonnen. Well, he's not. He's going to be in. He's doing the tough coach in Brazil.
The guy can actually fight still.
Yeah. He's still got some gas in that tank, and I'm going with him in this one. Chael Sonnen over Rashad Evans is my pick on this one.
Okay, first disagreement, I'm going Rashad. Same thing, I think Chael still got a lot of fight in him. I think this fight's actually a surprising relevant fight. A lot of people are thinking this is already, like you said, both of them been around for a while, that somehow it's already a nostalgia fight. You got 2 guys, Chael's ranked number 6, Rashad's ranked number, I believe, 3 or 4, depending on what the poll is. So this fight has some relevance in the light heavyweight division, or realistically the 185-pound division, because if Anderson somehow loses, loses again, that list of contenders goes through the roof with guys that are chomping at the bit to get an 85 strap. Rashad's already showed some interest in dropping. Chael's been there. I'm going Rashad, though, simply for the fact that Rashad's been a champ before. Rashad knows how to win those big fights. He stumbled in his career, too, but I just think he's more dynamic. And I think there's less of a mental block there. Again, he's won that big fight. Yep. Chael is always he's never been able to jump that hurdle.
Yeah, that's a good point. That is a really good point. I didn't think about that. I'm still sticking with Chael. Come on, Chael. All right, then finally the main event, and like I said, this has been highlighted on the calendar for a while when this one came out. GSP, George St-Pierre, 24-2. Johnny Hendricks, 15-1. And boy, Johnny can put himself on the map.
Yeah, Big Rig can put himself in a very big situation.
Absolutely.
To be a superstar in this one.
Yeah.
I'm going Pickin, though. I'm still going Pierre. My thinking in that is because everyone's hyping, and there is this general feel like, it's time for the king to fall kind of feel. Yeah. Like, a lot of people felt that way.
Yeah,
there was a feel with that, but I just think when you look at it, GSP's fought more dangerous strikers. He's fought more dangerous wrestlers, and he's actually out-wrestled those guys. I just think he's fought the more variety of people that lets him walk in this fight knowing I can win this. And he's not really in danger in a lot of places. I mean, Big Rig says he doesn't want to stand with me. He doesn't want to do this. And no knock on him. I mean, you knock a few guys out and you start thinking no one wants to stand with you. But you got to look at it. George St-Pierre was fighting guys who were absolutely wrecking the division, and he would come in and throttle them. So I'm saying George St-Pierre finds a way to win in this one, like he has in his last fights.
I agree. He just he kind of has that Oakland Raider just win, baby. I mean, he's just able to do it. And something we talked about. This was in our last show. He's wanting to maybe get rid of the break in between the rounds, where you just fight continuously for 15 minutes on a non-championship and 25 in the championship. Wow. And he's probably the only one who could really do that, because he's in such good shape. You know what I mean? And like I said, he's just got that motor that doesn't seem to stop.
Yeah, him and the flyweights are maybe the only people pushing for that campaign to not get a water break.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, that's good stuff. So we're in agreement on all of them except one.
Yep, Rashad, Chael. We'll go different on that. So
we'll take it. And like I said, it'll be under protest if you end up beating me. So I'm happy with that. So. But coming up next, we're going to be tackling the Knuckle Junkies questions, and they got some good ones. I kind of peeked at them before the show. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about that. Ryan Sutton, Chad Range, you're watching the Hit Squad on 101sports.com.